Hello and welcome to Science Research Weekly, Season 4, Episode 27, Forming Planets, Breaking Plastics, and Classifying Lobopodians. Get ready for cancer cells going up in sugary flames, live-action planetary formation, deep-sea plastic biodegradation, a 150-year-old museum fossil specimen finally gets figured out, the R Journal Volume 16/4, dealing with non-values in R, and some science spotlights. This episode covers materials from July 18th to July 24th. Let's get started with some research articles. First up, the article, a novel exopolysaccharide highly prevalent in marine Spongiibacter triggers Pyroptosis to exhibit potent anti-cancer effects. In this article, researchers isolated EPS 3.9, which is a novel exopolysaccharide, so that's a sugar, from the deep sea bacterial species Spongiibacter nanhyaenus CSC 3.9. This sugar produces an anti-cancer effect via Pyroptosis, which is a inflammatory programmed cell death, and this happened in mouse models. So this deep sea sugar has potential for development into an anti-cancer treatment. Next up, LiDO, discovery of a 10-to-1 resonator with a novel libration state. There's an object called 2202 VN40 that was found by the Large Inclination Distant Objects, or LiDO, survey. And this is actually around Neptune. This object comes around Neptune. The object is what's known as a trans-Neptunian object. It actually orbits the sun. The resonance, 10-to-1 resonator, is essentially it orbits the sun once for every 10 times Neptune does. So this has a sort of a highly out there orbit. So kind of interesting. These things are, of course, given how sort of strange they are and their strange orbit, hard to find, but they were able to do it. All right, next up, still in space, refractory solid condensation detected in an embedded protoplanetary disk. Okay, cut to the chase here. Astronomers, what this paper is talking about is astronomers use the James Webb Space Telescope to observe the protostar HOPS 315 and essentially detected evidence of planetary formation within the disk, sort of in real time. I mean, obviously light years away, so it happened in the past, but they were able to see it in action, whereas I think previously they really were only inferring things, so kind of helps really flesh out actual planet formation. All right, moving along here, we have the article Unveiling Deep Sea Biodegradation of Microbial Produced Lactate-based Polyester, or LAHB, via plastisphere, metagenomics, and metatranscriptomics. So, biodegradable plastic is sought after commodity. LAHB, or lactate-based polyester poly-D-lactoid CO3 hydroxybutyrate. So maybe I'll just stick with LAHB. This plastic has been biosynthesized by genetically modified E. coli, and previous tests have shown its biodegradability in areas like, or environments like the soil, river water, and shallow seawater. But now researchers actually have tested it in the deep sea, 855 meters down. These samples were degraded with time, and dense biofilms of bacteria were actually established on the surface of the samples. And they did, genomic stuff, and they found genomic features indicating, that the bacteria there were actually biodegrading them. Final article here. Paleocampa anthrax, an armored freshwater Lobopodian with chemical defenses from the Carboniferous. So using this museum fossil collected back in 1865, paleontologists were able to actually confirm that this Paleocampa anthrax was indeed a Lobopodian, which is an arthropod group, sort of notoriously difficult to classify. And not only that, it appears that it was freshwater dwelling as opposed to what they thought was typically marine only. And it was armored and might even had defensive chemicals at the tips of its armor. All right, moving on to some research tools. The R Journal Volume 16/4 is available now. Articles are as follows. Survival SL, an R package for predicting survival by a super learner. IR Test, an R package for item response theory with estimation of latent distribution. Splinettes, orthogonal splines for functional data analysis. Disaggregating time series with many indicators, an overview of the disaggregate TS package. LMEST, an R package for estimating generalized latent Markov models. Calculating standardized indices using SEI. Multistat-M, multivariate statistical methods in R. Canonical correlation analysis of survey data, the Survey CCR package. GPU matrix, seamlessly harness the power of GPU computing in R. And up and down plots, an R package for displaying absolute and percentage changed. There was one R blogger's post of notes from R on biofunctor. Let's talk about NAs. That is missing value. So NAs are R's indicating for a missing value. And so the article goes over how to deal with those non-values using various utility functions, going through things with plain functions, as well as summarizing functions. And then two new R-cram packages. There is Dependent SimR, simulate omics scale data with dependency, and RC and Go, fast analysis of ROC curves. So there were no new grants of note for this week. With all that open time, why not check out actually my new video series, Science Spotlight. The first two are up now. There is biological dark matter, as well as the second one being functional precision cancer therapy. I think you'll really like them. I had a great time making them. I think they're a helpful way to spotlight some interesting scientific topics. Lobbing a Lobopodian near you. Thanks for joining me for Science Research Weekly. Science on.